Take a look here. These are pictures of my next guest, Anthony Makk, and his husband, Bradford Wells, getting married 7 years ago in Massachusetts. The two have lived together for 19 years. But Anthony, who you see there on the right in these pictures, faces deportation back to his native Australia because the federal government, the U.S. federal government, refuses to recognize his marriage to another man. That's right. According to the Defense of Marriage Act, immigration benefits only apply to married men and women. Although legally married, Anthony needs to leave the country in just 15 days. But the story doesn't end there. Bradford suffers from advanced AIDS. If his husband is deported, he loses his caregiver, the man who has been his lifesaver. If they choose to go to Australia together, Bradford may have to give up his medical coverage given his pre-existing condition. When asked about the denial on Anthony's residency, the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services told CNN affiliate KDVU, pursuant to the Attorney General's guidance, the Defense of Marriage Act remains in effect, and the executive branch, including DHS, will continue to enforce it unless and until Congress repeals it or there is a final judicial determination that it is unconstitutional. The two join me now from San Francisco. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We're sorry to hear what you're both going through here. First, quickly, Bradford, tell us how the two of you met and how you made the decision to get married.
We met in Sydney. I was on vacation, and I met Anthony. We hit it off pretty well. We've been together pretty much ever since then, and we decided to get married. We were in Massachusetts when they decided that to legalize same-sex marriage, and I had always, I didn't have very much respect for marriage until all of a sudden I realized that I could get married. That changed everything. I asked Anthony to marry me, and 2 months later we got married.
That was 7 years ago.
7 years ago, yeah.
And Anthony, when did you learn that you first could get deported?
I learned on the denial last week that they refused the application or denied the application for spousal immigration. But we've been working on it for many months now, knowing that this day could possibly come.
And how big of a blow was that?
It was quite devastating. We spend all of our time together. We're very much in love. We are married. We are very committed in our relationship. And so the thought of being separated and then not being able to come back to see him, and then having to move and sell all of our things and move to Australia, it's quite daunting, quite a daunting task for us.
Bradford, if you could, help me understand your typical day and how much Anthony helps you and participates in your caregiving.
Typical day? So some mornings, I need help from him just getting out of bed. Some mornings I don't, but he's with me all day. He carries everything for me. He lifts things. He makes life easier for me. He does what he can. Keeps my house clean, looks after me, reminds me for taking medications, helps me cook. I like to do as much as I can, but he helps me out with a lot of the things that are strenuous.
And how will you handle it if he gets deported, knowing that you have this disease, you're in a weakened state? How will you handle it?
I have no idea. He's my only caregiver. There's no one else out here. If he's gone, I'm alone. My family is scattered throughout the rest of the country. If he leaves, I'm going to be here alone, and I don't know how I'm going to handle it.
And Anthony, why not take Bradford with you to Australia?
Because of Brad's medical condition, all his support, his doctors, and everything is set here, his health insurance. Coming to Australia means moving all of that support and everything that's already set up here, and it's not practical. But if it must be, then we surely would have to look at this. But we are hoping that someone will step in and something will be done about the Defense of Marriage Act so we can remain together.
And Anthony, one more follow-up for you. Other than being a same-sex couple, have you two not fulfilled the visa requirements?
We fulfill all of the requirements except we are a same-sex couple.
We've been very careful to make sure that Anthony has upheld every condition of every visa he's had. He's not been here illegally once. He has not engaged in any illegal activity. He's not done things contrary to his visa. If there's a path to him being here by doing the right thing, he's done the right thing. The entire time of our relationship, he has been within the law. We've never been here against or contrary to any of his visas or illegally.
In the fight to try and turn this around, we know that Nancy Pelosi is certainly trying to help you. Her office did issue a statement through her spokesman, Drew Hamill. I can read it to you. She will be working to exhaust all appropriate immigration remedies that are currently open to pursue. Is that enough for you, though, or what would you like to say to the people that are still holding up the Defense of Marriage Act?
I would like someone to try and uphold the Constitution of the United States. I would like equal treatment. I want my marriage to be recognized just like every other marriage in this country is recognized. I have a legal marriage. I'm just hoping that someone will step in, uphold the Constitution, and hold off on issuing a deportation order against my husband. There's no reason.
It's clear discrimination.
There's no reason why he can't be here. He qualifies under everything we're asking people to immigrate here for. He doesn't hold a job. He has a business. He employs people. There's no reason for him to be deported. It benefits no one.
As you said, Bradford, you live here, you pay taxes, yet you don't have a right to share your home with the man you love, your husband. Anthony, as you look at the calendar and the days tick down, what are you doing right now to try and stay here?
We are trying, our lawyers at Immigration Equality are trying everything possible and looking at several different avenues for appeal against the decision. So we're also looking to the government or to some senators to back us. You know, so in the 15 days that I have left, something will happen.
Oh, he's the optimistic one. He's the one that holds out the most hope. I'm the more nervous one.
Well, let's call it nervous optimism, and we will see what happens. Bradford Wells, Anthony Makk, we certainly appreciate you coming on, sharing your story. We wish you well, not only in this fight, but Bradford, in your personal fight as well. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Bye.